like I was saying, if when you take your me time, get knowledge. Knowledge. The Bible says, sell everything you have and get knowledge. Now, in all you're getting, get understanding.
Yeah.
Knowledge and understanding can take a man's life so far. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If you mix those three together, because wisdom is the ability to take action with knowledge, that you have the knowledge, you understand it, you take action. That is wisdom. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding can change your life so drastically. Like, you see people that are broke and happy. People that, when I say broke, I don't mean like that lack. There are even people that lack necessities, basic necessities of life, but are happy. There are people that are doing the most menial jobs and are very happy about it. There are people that work in the biggest offices and are sad. Happiness does not come from outside. Happiness comes from here. Comes from here. It comes from understanding. So get knowledge. When you get knowledge, begin to understand it. In the process of understanding it forms your programming. It programs your mind. Because your mind is like a saw. Like, that's what, like Jim gives us now. Your mind is like a saw. It takes whatever you give it. Your mind does not know good from bad. Your mind takes everything you give it. If you say you can, that's why it's easy to brainwash your mind. Like, you can, anything you begin to give your mind now, if you give your mind that for consistent 21 days, that they say it takes 21 days to brainwash the mind. If you give yourself one thing for constant 21 days, your mind is completely brainwashed. Like, it would begin to think that thing and take out the other thing, maybe something contradicting to that thing. It will take that out. So begin to form your programming by understanding the knowledge. Take your time to get knowledge about yourself. Most importantly, people don't, there's a lot of selfies and no self-knowledge. I got that from Boondocks, Huey Freeman. And he said that it was a quote said, lots of knowledge, a lot of selfies, but no self-knowledge. So begin to get self-knowledge. Know why you don't feel happy. And don't think of something outside. Always look at it from you. It's always you. You control whatever is in your environment. You control your external. What is inside is what controls what is outside. What is outside does not control what is inside. It never happens. People think outside. No, outside never. What is outside is a reflection of what is inside. That is the thing.
True.
So begin to know why you are not happy. Begin to know why you are always feeling tired when you wake up in the morning. It's not natural. I've been there. Like, I experienced it not so even long ago. Sometimes it happens to me. I just wake up and I'm so tired, and then I begin to tell myself, why am I feeling tired? And then when I look back, sometimes it's a mindset of finish. Like, I finished in my mind. Like, I feel like sometimes it's the mindset of completion. Maybe I finished something I was supposed to do, and then my mind is feeling too relaxed that you finished. And that is one thing. Sometimes that gets me tired when I wake up in the morning. I'm feeling passionate about, like, to get up, but I'm tired because my mind is already getting gratification, like instant gratification, and then I quickly tell myself that I've not done what I'm supposed to do right now yet. And then I get up and I begin to work and I begin to do it.
And I think that's where knowledge comes in, because as humans we're all going to go through the same thing. I feel like everyone is going to go through the same process, because the life is not partial. It's not going to say, oh, this one you're not going to go through it. We're all going to go through it, but the ability to fall down or to have those moments, the time it takes you to get up back, the way you decide to handle that period of time where you're feeling that, either that down time or that time where you're struggling with things, or that time where things are crumbling, or when you're feeling tired, the way you handle it, like how you handle it, depends on the knowledge you have. So we are all going to go through the same thing, but different people are going to handle it with different knowledges that they have about life.
Exactly.
So
based on your blueprints.
like for example, in this period now, the instant change in weather or affects people. It affected me. I wake up in the morning, I just want to be in my bed, be under my duvet, and that has happened for a few days, but I know that is not, something is not right. And when I start to search for what's not right, I know where to search for.
Exactly.
And I keep telling myself, this is what you have to do. I know what I have to do. And as you keep feeding it to your mind, with time, you just get up and do it.
Automatic for you. Like,
so when you do it,
you're doing it instantly.
then you're recovering and you've recovered. So life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You get tired, you charge up again, you move, you charge up, you move,
you get confused,
you sort it out, you move.
Sometimes you get depressed, you get like you feel like not
disappointed.
But it's in these times that you get to see that your knowledge is what carries how well what you know, how much you know. Like there's this book I read the book, and it was like said, when you have $1 million mind, it 100,000, 1,000, like a problem of hundreds of thousands looks like a small problem to you. But when you have $100,000 mind, $100,000 mind, and $1 million problem looks big to you, or even a $500,000 problem looks like a big problem to you. The more you begin to develop your mind, the more knowledge you have, the more understanding
you can solve problems.
The more you begin to solve problems, and when you solve problems, you grow. When you solve problems, you are paid. Like you are paid for solving problems. People don't understand. People think money just comes. Money doesn't come because you are doing a lot of things. Money comes because you are solving people's problems. Money comes because you are giving people value. People don't pay you because you are doing many things. They don't care if you're doing many things. They don't care how many things you are doing.
They care what you can do for them.
I'm telling you, like maybe someone gives you a video to edit, and you used 100 apps to edit the video. Person doesn't care how many apps you use to edit the video. Person only cares that you made that video and they love it. They like the results of the video. They don't want to see what you're doing inside. Now, knowing that nobody cares about what you do, like inside, and knowing that what you do inside is really what controls your life, why not take your time and actually focus more on the inside? Because outside is never going to be with you inside. Outside will stay outside. Outside will always be outside.
True.
But inside will always be inside.
Inside with you.
And inside is what matters more. You see rich people committing suicide. True. Rich people killing themselves, taking drugs. People that you say, this person is beautiful. You see ladies that kill themselves. This girl is very fine.
Because that way.
Because outside is not it's never going to be with you. Outside is not what is important. Inside is what is important. How well do you know inside? How well do you appreciate inside? What is that dialogue that is going on inside? How do you handle that dialogue? How do you control the battle in your mind? If you don't control it, if you don't have victory inside,
you can never have victory outside.
You would collapse. You would literally lose it all.
And I used to say to myself and to my friends that most times every single thing happening around us, or every single thing that we are doing, is a result of what has won in our mind. Like there's always two options in our mind: do this or do this. The one that wins the battle in the mind is what is going to finally come out. Like for example, you wake up in the morning, there is get up immediately or sleep more, and it comes to your mind. The one that wins is what you're going to do. If the fact that I have to wake up right now and get going with what I have to do wins, you stand up and you get going. And this is what happens every time, every action that we take throughout the day. So every day is just a compilation of results of our mind, exactly. Results of what we thought
the whole day, every day.
And if we don't equip our mind enough, how can we win these battles? What are you craving? And for me, our advice to read a lot of books, have mentors that are working towards your own goal too, that have done it, that have passed that, have mentors. But one important thing I can take away from my own life personally, and I'm sure my friend here Precious also agree with me, is the purpose and the creator's factor, like the person who created us, which is God. We can't take away that from everything, because in as much as we know that we want to have this, we can't even, I don't think anybody have thought about it, or maybe people have thought about it, but we can't have that satisfaction and stability we need outside God. In fact, you're not complete without knowing God himself, you know. And if you have not known God, you can tell right now that there is a void, there is a space, it's like a hole that is not being filled right now, that
Exactly.
you can get whatever you want, you can achieve whatever you want, but if you've not been able to achieve that relationship with God, there's still going to be that void, there's still going to be that space.
Exactly.
I don't feel like.
Exactly. And there's this scriptural reference. Let me quickly go there. I think it's 1 Timothy 6 verse 6 said, and godliness with contentment is great gain. So godliness without contentment is probably not going to do you much.
Yeah.
Because in life there are forces that are greater than you. Lots of forces greater than you. There's the universe on its own already has negative forces.
I don't think you can be godly and not be content.
Yes. So godliness, when you have God in your life and you begin to have a relationship, a strong relationship, you begin to automatically develop contentment, because the person you are following, Jesus Christ, like you follow Christ's example, Christ was a perfect example of contentment. Christ, remember those people that said, I want to follow you to where you live, and Jesus said, you see me, I don't have where I lay where to lay my head. I don't have, the Son of Man doesn't have where to rest his head. I don't have where to sleep.
Yeah.
And they were like, the person would not believe that the Jesus does not have a place to stay. Jesus didn't even have didn't even have money. When they asked him for money to pay tax, Jesus had to send Peter to fish. To go and get money from the fish. Jesus could have all the millions he wanted in life. In fact, the devil tempted him with things.
Yeah, financial.
But Jesus was contented because one thing, if you remember, every time Jesus was talking, Jesus understood his purpose. Understanding. He understood his purpose. Jesus, right from childhood, he was going to the temple. His parents were asking him, "What are you doing?" He said, why are you looking for me? I'm supposed to be doing my dad's work. Yeah. Now Jesus, his mother, this is the same Jesus that said, I'm supposed to be doing my dad's work. There was the wedding. His mother said, there's no wine. Jesus said, man, this is not my time yet. You understand? When you have the understanding, you act differently. You don't act the way everybody thinks you should act. You act in a confident way
that is relating to your purpose.
To one direction.
From that, I think Jesus didn't have money not because he didn't want to. It was not good for someone to live in the best house.
Yes.
But he knew that all that was not going to help him in any way for his purpose.
Exactly.
Now, some of us, we actually need to have money for what we are supposed to achieve, like what God has created us to achieve. We need money. So he didn't have money because it was not part of his purpose.
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't need money to go and die on the cross.
Like he said, I came for the lost.
For the lost.
So if you see him, most times he was just hanging around with people. He came to get people.
The poor.
And he looked around and he looked at these people he wanted to get to, and he saw that most of these people are not living in the mansions. Yes. They are not living in big houses. These are people that are living in the streets. People that are always in the fields, walking in farms. So that's why he was always in the farms or in the fields or in the mountain, trying to speak to a group of people, getting people. Most of the times that he was speaking to people, these people were hungry. You say two times. Two times these people were hungry. He said, these people are hungry. Is there anything
to feed them?
And he knew, when they gave me 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. and he used it to feed
everybody.
a lot of people, thousands of people.
Yes, and there's actually some people that some Christians used to say, "Oh, Jesus Christ was not rich," so they justify the ability that the fact that they don't have money. I'm saying even in the Bible was written that he was poor so that we can be rich.
We can be rich, exactly.
So that's number one. Number two is Jesus Christ was not known as a rich person. Doesn't mean he didn't have all he needed. Jesus Christ wanted to stay in the best apartment. Someone would offer him a room, and
of course.
Remember the time where Jesus Christ rode into the city with a donkey. The donkey back then was like the Rolls Royce of today. Jesus Christ, he had the resources to do whatever he wanted. Do you know what it takes to feed 5,000 people? Some people that had heaven and earth back then couldn't even feed 5,000 people and still have, like, you understand, 5,000 people, that's a lot of people, you understand, but he fed them, so he had the resources. He could have lived like a king on they even wanted to make him a king in the, during his time. So everything have been provided for us, everything as a Christian. So when you have a father that you know this, he created this whole earth, that alone gives you a sense of satisfaction. And my friend right here and myself can be a living testimony that you don't have to just worry. God is just going to, what you need to live will be provided for you. What you need to live will be provided for you.
Like Travis Gray said, everything we need you supply. You got this. Figure that.
Everything. So you just have to, that I want, I need, I do, it will come. The money to get the car would come when you need a car. You understand? And as you keep working, you would get to a point in the pursuit of your purpose that your purpose will now start to would have reached the point of harvest. Then you will now start making your income. You will now start having everything you want. You understand? For the right purpose. But he knows that right now is not the right time. If they give you 2 million now, 2 billion, what will you use it for?
That's the thing. Some people haven't really.
I just want to make the money. You do so that some people I want to just be traveling. I want to buy a house. I want to buy. All you want is for yourself. How do you think God will not even give you that money? You want so until he has crushed you to a point of selflessness, that though you buy the best car, but your hope is not in it. Though you would live in the mansion, your purpose is without that house. Exactly. And you're able to impact life. So with that money, you're able to have more platform for people. You're able to help more people. It's
a lot.
It's a lot.
And when you get on,
once you
understand this, it changes your perspective.
I don't need all the money.
It changes your perspective.
I don't even need it right now.